what did going up against Michigan's front, what did it show you about yourself, about your team, about the steps that are required to get where you want to go? What did that test show you?
I mean, they had a good front, and I believe that we have a great unit as well. And I feel like, it was just good on good. And, they played well that day. And, we learned a lot after, watching the film and, during the game.
Give me an example of something y'all learned.
I feel like those things right now are things that we're sort of dealing with just within our unit right now.
You obviously came in as kind of a highly touted prospect on 4 or 5 star, but Ohio State's offensive line is kind of known as this kind of opportunity for development, bringing up younger guys that may not be as highly recruited, may not have the rankings and things like that. How have you seen, whether for yourself, why is it kind of that opportunity for development in terms of growth? Have you seen that, and how have you kind of adapted to that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, when you play offensive line, it's not really about, the 5-star, the 4-star, the 3-star. You can see that here, where a lot of guys are playing the pros, it doesn't really matter. More so matters. I feel like when you play in the trenches, whether you're an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, it's really physical. And you're playing against a lot of seniors and juniors who are 22, 20, they might be 23 years old. Might be a 5th or 6th year, so I feel like it's a developmental spot, regardless of how you come in ranked. It takes a lot of time to get ready physically to play the amount of games.
And there's a couple of guys that you guys just brought in 22. What advice do you have for them, in terms of, okay, this is going to be a grind, you're going to play against older? How do you adapt to that? How do you prepare them? What advice do you have for them?
I mean, I feel like the guys that are coming in are really smart guys. I feel like, even for me, when I came in, I had to get my mind right that, college is not like high school. So, I mean, you can go against a guy who might have a whole family, so I feel like those guys know that, especially when you play at a level like Ohio State. So, I mean, just being patient and just realizing that, the last game you just played was against a high schooler, probably at a math class, right before we played you that night on Friday. So just being patient.
Harris, how with this being the holiday season stuff, I don't want you patting yourself in the back necessarily, but do you feel like your foundation stuff has helped bring some joy to people already this year and stuff? And just give me kind of an insight on what it's like to have your name attached to something like that.
I mean, it's really cool. I feel like, that's what this is all about. I feel like that's what a pro of all the attention and all the media involvement that goes into football is that, you have a lot of eyes on you and you have a lot of attention. So it's just really cool to be able to use some of that when we're off the field to inspire the people just to give back into the community, So I feel like that means more than just the game of football being able to impact people. Even if it's a couple lives, that's a lot. So.
Yeah, but people can talk a good game. How tough? I mean, how much work has it been, for you and your mom, et cetera, to keep this thing, out there, so to speak, and to keep the, for one another term, the donations, et cetera, coming in.
Right. I mean, we work on it every day, and I have to give a lot of credit to my mom and to really everybody that's behind the scenes that's helping and keeping it going while I'm watching film, while I'm in a meeting room, or while I'm trying to get my body ready for a game. So it's definitely more than just me, and I feel like the team is just what makes it possible, especially during the season.
Yeah, one other quickie. Do you feel its impact more during the holiday season? When there are people out there, maybe kids, et cetera, who didn't get what they wanted for, what I mean? You don't want people to be disappointed, I guess, in the Christmas season. Go ahead, though.
Right. I mean, the holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving are definitely really important for families, and especially for little kids, so they can still experience the joy of that day. But as we continue to grow and stuff like that, it's like we'd like to be able to do it even on the non-holiday periods. Just to be able to keep us sort of a year-round helping and involvement And even if it's not always just donating or giving, it's just spending time, you know, shaking hands, hanging out with people, you know. So, like, that'd be cool.
Paris, how was the loss Michigan motivate you guys during World Cup?
I feel like it's just, honestly, I feel like if you take any loss at all, I feel like that next week, that next game, regardless of who the opponent is, you have to take a step back and you reevaluate, and you're just way more motivated to go into the next game. And I feel like with this being a rivalry game, it's just that much more motivation. So, and I feel like it didn't really take much extra talking in order to feel motivated after a game like that, you know.
Do you expect like the score will be up like this off season, like, or is it just something you're kind of like internalizing that?
Oh no, like this, like really everything. I feel like what we'll do as a team this off season, that will be on our minds every day. Like I don't think there will be a day where that's not in the back of our minds. You know, at least for me personally, and I just know for the guys up front on the offensive line, like that's gonna stay with us.
Have you noticed like some of the comments like Michigan folks have made, like even like Desmond Howard during like the Heisman ceremony?
I really don't
Talk
pay
about the
attention to
real one.
anybody that's not on the field that's talking about the game for or against us. You know.
Harris, how has the name, image, and likeness stuff worked out for you? I know you're doing charity things. And has it been what you expected? Like, how have you found yourself working that out?
I feel like it's been, you know, like what I've expected in terms of, you know, I'm just trying to take it really slow, and you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, they have like managers and this and that, and it's like making it seem like it's a whole lot. But I have my mom doing everything, so it's very chill, at least for me. So it's just been taking my time with it.
Have you repped at tackle at all in ball practice so far?
Are you excited that this might be your last game playing guard? Like, are you excited to play tackle?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I definitely am. I am. You know, it's been a while since I've been out there and in practice, but you know, I'm definitely excited to take that step. You know, when that happens.
Is this one of those things where you don't get to practice it on the field, so you're like in your, you know, your apartment, like, taking your kick steps? And stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I do it in the hallway, you know, for fun. Yes.
You were willing to do, you know, whatever you needed to do to play. You played guard, played it for 12 games. You're gonna play it for a 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But like the idea of playing tackle was becoming a first-round pick at tackle is like, you know, I know that's a goal of yours. But like, you know, to finally be able to get there, like, I guess in hindsight, did you like playing guard? Do you think it was a worthwhile experience, or would you have preferred to develop a tackle and be able to go into next year being, you know, one of the top returning tackles in the country rather than one of the top first-time starting tackles in the country? Like, what's your mindset right now about that?
I feel like, you know, like looking back before this season, you know, if I had to choose, I would have chosen to be a tackle and come back and return and be one of the best tackles to come back. But I feel like where I'm at right now, I feel like I can't really trade the things that I've learned being at guard. I feel like learning to be a great guard for my tackle, so I know what he wants will help me be a great tackle next year. So I can look at my guard and be okay, I know you can give me on this play. I know you can't. What's realistic, what's hard for you. So I feel like it would just make me I'll just work better with my guard. I already, you know, I've been in that situation, you know, so.
So before this year, did you have unrealistic expectations for what a guard could do for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought a guard could just do anything that I needed a guard to do, you know, in practice. And it just made it easy when you had like Wyatt Davis next to you for some reps, and you know, so. But like now, I mean, I definitely came in because in high school I didn't know what a guard really did, you know. So I feel like I have a appreciation for what guards do, and centers too, you know. But like, so I
You
feel
want to
like.
play center? Is that what
What'd you say?
you want to play center? Is that what you're saying?
No. I think Luke has that one.
I guess. When you think about becoming a tackle, what's the biggest step that you're going to have to take? Like, you were already a tackle, then you went to guard. Like, what's the biggest adjustment you're going to have to make with that mindset going into spring ball, but still right now focusing on what you need to do at guard and the rest?
I feel like right now, I sort of shifted. Well, I wouldn't say shift, but like maintain my mindset is that I can't really constantly have my mind on because like you said, I took a little bit of time to think, okay, what are the things I need to work on to be a great tackle, but I can't focus on that right now at all in the slightest because I'm playing guard in the Rose Bowl. So there's no need for me to think about like, what can I do, what can I work on, because it's not over yet, and I still want to have a great game of guards. It's all about what can I do to be the best guard for my team in my game. So when that time comes, I'll have to reevaluate, but I haven't been in that stance in a minute, so I feel like when that time comes, then I'll figure it out, what the things I need to work on specifically.
Are there specific things that you can take from kind of playing guard and maybe incorporating that into maybe being a better tackle too? Or maybe in terms of technique or something like that?
I would feel like technique, especially, and I feel like the biggest thing with guard is that in time and space, like in pass pro, I feel like a guard, you have your center with you, so you always have inside help versus at tackle, you're always on an island. So I feel like, being able to use that to your advantage. But I feel like the times where you're by yourself, if your hand gets swiped right then and there, pass plays don't. Versus that guard, you can get swiped and you can keep going. It could be a hand fight because you have time and space. So I feel like being used to that, going back to tackle, and having time and space on my side, I think would be really fun to get back to. I'm going against guys that are 300 pounds plus every play. I'm sure going against a guy that's 280 might be really fun, when that time comes. So.
You caught Hutchinson on a couple snaps against Michigan, didn't you?
I think once or twice.
Yeah. Held your own, right? I mean, is that like a moment? That guy's like might be the #1 pick in the NFL draft at defensive end. I don't know. I know the blocking assignments changed, but you were there as a guard, but you were blocking the best defensive end in the country one-on-one. I don't know. Is that like a little snapshot of what life might be like for you next year? How you'll handle your business against those DNs?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it was only one play, so I feel like it's hard to compare it to what our tackles, like they had him every play, and I only went against him one play on a pass play where we slid out to him. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. Just go against, those type of edge rushers in the Big Ten. So
What's your weight right now?
315.
And did you have to change physically at all for guard versus tackle?
I did. Last season I was about 308.
Okay.
And I had to get to 315 to play guard.
What do you think at tackle next year? Is 315 okay, or would you like to get a little under that?
I feel like maybe a space in between would be cool,
Okay.
but I mean that's something I'm probably going to talk to Coach Mick about, to figure that out, because I know whatever he says is the best way, that's what I'm going to go with. So.
Okay. You got to keep your quickness.
Right.
Down the edge, right? Yeah.
Right.
Anything else for Paris?